Good morning, student. In subject Introduction to Mains, from the chapter number 4, that is Micro Machining, I am Madhuri Mui, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Electronics and Telecommunication, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering. So last time we have started with that the chapter number 4, that is Micro Machining. So let us take one overview on that the which content we have covered in a chapter number 4, that is micro machining. So micro machining is nothing but the fabrication technique which is used to fabricate the main structure or devices. So last time we have seen the introduction, so which are the steps followed in a fabrication of the main. So that it is concluded that fabrication of mains device involves the basic IC fabrication method along with the micro machining process. Okay, the basic IC fabrication method along with the micro machining process. Okay, so both are involving the selective removal of the silicon or addition of other structure layers. So in that MEMS fabrication using bulk micro machining we have seen. So there are 7 steps followed in that the bulk micro machining. Then we have seen the surface micro machining. Okay, so in the surface micro machining there are 6 steps followed, and after that remaining as it is the bulk micro machining steps are followed. So up to 6th step it is surface micro machining techniques are used, and then after that rest of the all other steps are similar to the bulk micro machining, that is packaging and all. Now in this session, next point, that is MEMS fabrication using LIGA technique, that is lithography, electroplating and modeling on a single substrate. So it is the fabrication process or techniques that involves lithography, electroplating and modeling on a single substrate. So here that the LIGA process is shown. So it is the cast PMMA, then using the mask or that the model, that the X-ray radiation, that pattern will be formed here. So from that overlap of that the PMMA is taken outside. Then in a fourth, that another material is filled up, that is electroplating, and after that the separate metal from PMMA. Okay, so like this is nothing but the LIGA process, lithography, electroplating and modeling on a single substrate. So whatever we have done on that the single substrate we have done. So in this, first step involves the deposition of layer of titanium or copper or aluminum on the substrate to form a pattern. Okay, it involves the deposition of layer of titanium or copper or aluminum on the substrate to form a pattern. So in the second step involves the deposition of a thin layer of nickel which acts as the plating base. Okay, in the second step involves the deposition of a thin layer of nickel which acts as a plating base. Then the third step involves the addition on X-ray sensitive material like that the polymethyl methacrylate. Okay, in the third step it involves the addition of an X-ray sensitive material like PMMA, that is polymethyl methacrylate. So in a LIGA process, first step is nothing but the deposition of layer or titanium or copper or aluminum on the substrate to form a pattern. Second step involves the deposition of thin layer of nickel which acts as the plating base. which acts as a plating base. In a third step involves the addition of an X-ray sensitive material. Okay, it involves the addition of an X-ray sensitive material like PMA, that is polymethyl methacrylate. Polymethyl methacrylate. Then in a fourth step, it involves applying a mask over the surface and exposing the PMA. Okay, in a fourth step involves applying a mask over the surface and exposing the PMA to X-ray radiation. The exposed area of PMA is removed and the remaining one covered by the mask is left. Okay. Then in a fifth step involves placing the PMA based structure into an electroplating bath wherein the nickel is plated on the removed PMA areas. Okay. In a fifth step involves placing the PMA based structure into an electroplating bath wherein the nickel is plated on the removed PMA areas. So in a sixth step involves the removal of the remaining PMA layer and the plating layer to reveal the required structure. Okay. So sixth step involves the removal of the remaining PMA layer and the plating layer to reveal the required structure. Okay, so in a fourth step, alignment of the mask, then exposing toward that the X-ray radiations, then exposed area of the PMA is removed and the remaining one covered by the mask is left. Then in the fifth step, PMA based structure into an electroplating bath is there wherein the nickel is plated on the removed PMA area. Then in the next step, that is removal of the remaining PMA layer and plating layer to reveal the required structure. So means bulk micromachining, surface micromachining, and after that the combinations that are produces the Liga technique. So these three fabrication steps we have seen. Then let us see the advantage of this MEMS technique. So it provides an efficient solution to the need for miniaturization. So without any compromise on functionality or performance. Okay, it provides an efficient solution to the need for miniaturization without any compromise on functionality or performance. Then the cost and time of manufacturing are reduced due to this technique. The MEMS fabricated devices are more fast, reliable and cheaper. Okay, so the MEMS fabricated devices are more fast, reliable and cheaper. Then the devices can be easily integrated into systems. Okay, the devices can be easily integrated into systems. So these are the advantage of that the MEMS technique. Okay, so miniaturization is possible, cost and time is reduced, as well as it will be produced fast, reliable and cheaper devices, as well as it can be integrated into the systems. Then fabrication methods. So overall, that the bulk micromachining, it is the oldest micromachining technique. Okay, so technique involves selective removal of substrate to produce mechanical components. Okay, technique involves selective removal of substrate to produce mechanical components. Accomplished by physical or chemical process. So this is accomplished by physical or chemical process. with chemical being used. Okay, with chemical being used more for MEMS production. Okay, more for MEMS production. So chemical wet etching is popular because of high etch rate and selectivity. So isotropic wet etching is each rate is not dependent on crystallographic orientation of substrate and etching moves at equal rates in all directions. Okay. Each rate not dependent on the crystallographic orientation of substrate and etching moves at equal rates in all directions. Then anisotropic wet etching, each rate is dependent on crystallographic orientation of the substrate. Okay, here each rate is dependent on crystallographic orientation of substrate. Okay, so bulk micromachining is the oldest micromachining, as well as it is having selective removal mechanical components, as well as it is accomplished without the physical or chemical process. Then surface micromachining. So in process start with deposition of thin film that acts as a temporary mechanical layer. Okay, so process start with deposition of thin film that acts as a temporary mechanical layer. So device layers are constructed on top. Okay, so device layers are constructed on top. Then deposition and patterning of structural layers. Okay, then deposition and patterning of structural layers. After that, removal of temporary layer to allow movement of structural layer. Okay, removal of temporary layer to allow movement of structural layer. So it provides benefits that variety of structures we can form, sacrificial and enhanced combinations are there, uses single-sided vapor processing. Okay. Also, it allows higher integration density and lower resultant per die cost compared to bulk micromachining. Okay, compared to bulk micromachining. So the surface micromachining provides the benefits, variety of structure, sacrificial and enhanced enchant combinations, uses single-sided vapor processing, also allow higher integration density and lower resultant per die cost compared to bulk micromachining. Then it is also having the disadvantage. So mechanical properties of the most thin films are usually unknown, and reproducibility of their mechanical properties. So the important disadvantage is mechanical properties of most thin films are usually unknown, and the reproducibility of their mechanical properties also. So this is nothing but the summary of that the bulk micromachining and surface micromachining. So when we are fabricating that the MEMS devices and structures, so that we have already concluded that it uses the IC fabrication techniques along with the micromachining, so that its structure will going to form, that is maybe 3D structure of that the MEMS. So let us see some practical examples of fabricated devices. So here automobile airbag sensor is there. So the pioneer applications of MEMS fabricated devices was the automobile airbag sensor, which consisted of an accelerator, okay, to measure the speed of acceleration of the car. So the control electronics unit fabricated on a single chip. You see here, this control electronics unit fabricated on a single chip, which can be embedded on the airbag, and according to control and inflation of the airbag. So this is nothing but the accelerometer, and this is nothing but the control electronics unit, which is fabricated on a single chip. Okay, so the pioneer application of the MEMS fabricated devices was automobile airbag sensor. So what that the automobile airbag sensor going to do? When? So it is correlated to that the speed and acceleration of the car. And if suppose that due to that acceleration, if the signal is means that whatever the mechanical or physical property is converted into the electrical signal by control electronics unit. So outer environmental conditions sensed by the accelerometer and means sensor, and then according to that microelectronics process that signal, and it will generate or it will give that the signal to that accelerometer. Then due to that the airbag opening is controlled. The next practical example of device is BioMEMS. So MEMS fabricated device consists of teeth-like structure that had been developed by Sandia National Laboratories, which has the provision to trap a red blood cell, inject it with DNA, proteins or drugs, and then release it back. Okay, so in a BioMEMS device, a MEMS fabricated device consists of teeth-like structure that has been developed by Sandia National Laboratories, which had the provision to trap a red blood cell, inject with DNA, proteins or drugs, and then release it back. Okay, so here. So means this MEMS fabricated device are also having the application in area of BioMEMS. Okay, so these are the unit protein or drugs, if any in the red blood cell, then it will provide the information. Then next is the inject printer header. Okay, next example, that is inject inkjet printer header. So see here, a MEMS device has been fabricated by HP, which consists of an array of registers. Okay, the MEMS device has been fabricated by HP, which consists of an array of registers that can be fired using microprocessor control. And as the ink passes through the heated register, okay, and as the ink passes through the heated register, it gets vaporized. To bubbles, and these bubbles are forced out of this device through the nozzle onto the paper and instantly solidify. Okay, so first upon think about that the inkjet printer header. So it will looks like this. There is a pump, then piezoelectric element is there. So these are the continuous inject system. This is the ink, this is the nozzle. Okay, and then the receiving surface is here. So in the on-demand inkjet system, so here ink nozzle, heat or freeze element, and ink dropped. So within a fraction of second, that the inkjet printer head will form. So a MEMS device has been fabricated by HP, which consists of an array of registers that can be fired using microprocessor control, and as the ink passes through the heated register, so it gets vaporized to bubbles, so in the form of bubbles, and these bubbles are forced out of the device. Okay, so these bubbles, forced out of the device through this nozzle onto the paper, and instantly it gets solidified. Okay, so that is the working of that, the inkjet printer header. Okay, so here we have seen that the surface micro machining, bulk micro machining, then advantages and disadvantages of that technique, and some examples which are related to the MEMS fabricated device. Thank you.